Ladies, hello. I would say good morning, but it is technically afternoon. So hello, I hope you're all having a wonderful Monday and had a wonderful weekend. I'm going to give it a few minutes for everyone to hop on. Yeah, I'm excited. Lots to talk about. Lots of things I've never talked about before that I'm crazy excited to. Yeah, especially when you experience like a period of what I consider to be like explosive growth. It's like it takes time to process, takes time to think, takes time to determine how you feel about your growth, how you feel about what you learned. So I feel like it's very, very important, but I also feel like it feels better to me to get it out, to talk talk about it, share it with others, discuss what I learned because I love it. It's exciting. So I have no idea who is watching because I cannot see anything. Are you able to comment, whoever you are? No, pardon me. You guys, Saturday my city had a little winter fest with ice sculptures, and there's this really cute new like vintage and handmade shop in town called All About Grace. Hi Lauren, how are you? There's this really cute vintage shop called All About Grace. And this, no joke, trips and sips, the Target cart and the Starbucks summarizes my life for the last 14 years. I kid you not. Like when my daughter was born, what I would do just to get out of the house, just because like I could not sit in the house all day, was put her in her little carrier, in her seat, and go to Target, get me an iced coffee, and we would just walk around Target just to get out of the house. And there's like a whole bunch of different Target stores in this little cluster area. So it was perfect. So yeah, I thought I'd have to share that. So you guys, it's about 5 after, I believe. I can't see my clock anymore. Oh well. So it's about 5 after. I'm going to go ahead and get started. If you're joining late, let me know. Replay, hi, whatever you want to call it. All that good stuff. So you guys, first off, this is Timelines, the masterclass, and we are talking about a lot of things that I've learned over the last couple of years around manifestation, energetics, the energy of being, your personal vibration and your vibrational output. I also want to talk to you a little bit about forgiveness, mindset, and reframing things that may happen to you in your life. I'm going to clarify that in a minute. And so today we'll talk about what is a timeline. Tomorrow I will go even deeper into it, into creating your own timeline, what I also call paradigm, and more about manifesting and money and so many other things tomorrow. But today I kind of wanted to start with like the basics of what I've been learning that I haven't shared yet, guys. So bear with me here. So you guys, first of all, the energetics of healing to manifest. Now this may seem a little odd at first, and to me it did. It was a little bit of a struggle at first, but I will say in the beginning, when I first started my journey with like, oh my God, what is manifestation? What does this mean? What does that mean? How do I manifest? Oh my God, I've never heard of this before. Why don't we learn this in school? Right? So the energetics of manifesting, the energetics means who you are being. Who are you being? Not what you are doing. So people that essentially spin the hamster wheel and try really, really hard to climb the corporate ladder and, bust their ass and work 75 hours a week, that's not manifesting. That's overdoing it. That's over trying. That's overcompensating. And maybe they have something to heal inside of them that they need to feel that they feel the need, they need to prove their worth. But when you're manifesting, it's an energy. The energy of I am worthy. I am calm. I am able to create what I desire based on what I believe. And if I can't, I can change my beliefs to support the life and the lifestyle that I desire. It is a very different energy to feel like you need to climb uphill and push and shove. And it's very masculine, very exhausting. I guess is a good word for that. It's exhausting. And it's very masculine. And in this day and age, now I know that it's 2022, but in this day and age, we'll call it that, we are shifting. We are shifting away from a lifestyle of pushing and trying really hard and fighting and being the best and trying to outwit and outnumber one another. We are moving away from that. Thank God. Thank God. The divine feminine is taking over. And what that means for us, as far as our energetics and manifestation goes, is that the divine feminine is someone who is receptive to her intuition, receives the information, what I call the downloads. Someone who knows that it's not about doing all the things that you could possibly do. It's about doing the right things that feel good to you. The right things that feel good. And I'll give you a really good example of this. A couple of years ago, I thought that I wanted to be a online business coach, and I joined a mastermind, and I did a lot of things. I invested heavily in myself. Pardon me. And I was doing all the things that I was told to do, so much so that it was exhausting. And I thought, okay, I'm not making any money. I'm not getting any clients. Let's start a podcast. Great. It sounded like all fun and dandy. It sounded like a lot of fun. It sounded like something I could easily do myself. I mean, I'm semi-tech savvy, so okay, fair enough, And then it came down to it that, I would sit down to record my podcast, and it didn't feel good. It felt like I was fighting and pushing this giant boulder of a rock uphill because it didn't feel good. It wasn't what felt good to me. It was me like pushing and shoving and trying and making things and trying to force things to happen to grow an audience and grow a business that I was not truly aligned with. But that was a lesson that I had to learn. And therefore, I'm not mad or upset about it. It's a good thing that things didn't work out the way I wanted them to, because it led me to an even better place in life where things are aligned and where I do feel good. So these days, these last couple of years, since I gave up on the podcast and various other things that I was doing at the time, it feels better. I no longer feel like I'm pushing things uphill. I'm at a place where I'm calm, collected, and full of the energy of creation. Instead, it is feminine energy to feel into things, feel how good it feels to create things, feel how good it feels to do things that feel good to you. Not like, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this. Oh God, this sucks, but I just have to get through this. No more of that energetics, no more. And that's part of the energetics of healing your mindset to manifest, because we think that we have to compete. We think that we have to be the best at this, that, and the other. We think that we have to work so hard when we don't. We just have to work smarter, right? It feels better. Do what feels good to you, not what feels difficult to you. But also in healing our mindset, a lot of us may have been brought up with the belief that we have to work super hard, that we have to like put our nose to the grinder. Pardon me, there's a call coming through and I don't want to answer it. We think that we have to like put our nose to the grinder and work really hard and sweat our asses off to make any money and to make it in life. And we have to do this, we have to do that, what society told us. Not what our intuition told us, not what we felt was good for us, not what we wanted to do, but what we were told we had to do. And those energetics are also leaving. They never worked in the first place, and now they are on their way out to where we can heal our mindset. We can realize that we were born worthy and nothing has changed whatsoever. You were born worthy of the life that you desire, of having everything that you desire, the relationships, the job, the family, the career, whatever that looks like to you. You were born worthy and nothing has changed. That single quote has literally changed the game for me over the last 2.5 years when I heard that and really internalized that. It's really changed a lot of things for me here. Also, in healing our mindset, yes, society tells us that we have to do something a certain way. Okay, but what feels good to you? What sounds good to you? Imagine yourself, if you struggle with this, and this is something I journaled on hundreds of times. I couldn't even count. If you struggle with saying, okay, I want this, but there's no way in hell I could have this. Imagine yourself on a deserted island with nobody's opinion, nobody's beliefs can get to you, no societal input, no CNN or Fox Satanic News. What would you do? What would you think? What would you do? How would you feel? Imagine that, with no output from anybody else or anywhere else or anything else, no output from society. Imagine what you would think, feel, do, and what you would act upon. That's a good way to help get the inner clarity that you may need to manifest what you actually desire, to create what you desire. And that is so much of healing our mindset, is this idea that we have to do this to have that, right? which brings me to forgiveness. I feel like forgiveness is something that we don't talk about enough in society, and we definitely don't learn this in school either. I mean, being forced as a child to say, sorry, that doesn't teach you forgiveness. That just teaches you how to say the word sorry on command or on demand, whatever that is. And there's a very different energy to a child saying, sorry, I kicked you, meh, versus, I'm really sorry I kicked you. I should not have done that. I apologize. How can I help you up off the ground? You see the different energies to that in that level of forgiveness. And a lot of times we may find that, say we want to manifest so many things in our life and we have so many big dreams, but we have all these other beliefs. We have all these beliefs and all these things that we've learned from our parents, from our grandparents, teachers, friends, family. Sorry, dry mouth with coffee. Yikes. We have all these things that we've learned over the years that make us think that there's no way in hell that we could do that. Maybe we have to forgive this person or this circumstance or this thought. Maybe we have to forgive ourselves for what we believe to be true that is blocking us from what we desire. So for me, what this meant for me personally was forgiving the way that I was brought up. I was brought up in a relatively poor household. We didn't always have every single thing that we needed, so to speak. And I had to forgive my parents, my belief system. I had to forgive family members for instilling these beliefs in me that we are piss poor and we'll never be rich, we'll never be smart, we'll never be educated, that we'll never go to college, that you could never own a home in the suburbs, that you'll never have a good life because you're rich or because you're poor, and good things don't happen to poor people, and rich people are bastards, rich people are evil. That's a lot of the things that I had to forgive, a lot of those thoughts, a lot of those beliefs that were deeply ingrained in my subconscious mind that would come out to play when I would try to make conscious decisions. We can't make a conscious decision towards something that we desire when we hold these subconscious beliefs that tell us there's no way in hell. Remember, you learned that from your grandma when you were 4. There's no way in hell that you'll ever be rich. We're a poor family, and that's how it's going to be for the rest of our lives. Right? So we have to forgive those ideas, those beliefs. We have to forgive the people that taught us those things. That can mean writing them a letter of forgiveness. That's something that I've done that I've actually found to be extremely effective. I've actually done a forgiveness ritual last month where so not everybody has this, and I don't recommend just lighting things on fire in your house. Please don't do that. But I have a fireplace in my family room, and I wrote letters of forgiveness because I was starting the year fresh. I was starting over fresh. I felt a lot of new energies coming on for 2022, and I felt a lot of new things coming into my aura and coming into my life. And though they were indescribable at the time, I felt it coming on, and I thought, you know what? I feel really heavy and bogged down, and I feel like I maybe have like people and circumstances and places and things to forgive, and I need to forgive myself for carrying around negativity and negative beliefs for years and years and years unknowingly because I didn't know any better, right? So I literally sat there in front of the fire and wrote these letters of forgiveness, read them out loud to myself, folded them up, threw them in the fire. Gone. Just like that, gone. And it felt so good. That is the power of forgiveness, my friends. That is the power of forgiveness. It felt so good to start over fresh. And by forgiving yourself, others, people, places, circumstances, you name it, by forgiving these things, we can cut that off, remove that energy from our aura, and we can move on. We can start fresh. We can start manifesting into the timeline. We're going to get into that tomorrow, into the timeline, into the paradigm, and into the life that we desire. But so much can be released via the power of forgiveness and healing. Sorry. Oh my God. Me and my coffee, guys. I'm like addicted. It's terrible. Okay. So we talked a little bit about forgiveness. I want to talk a little bit more about mindset here, guys. In thinking of healing, manifesting, and forgiveness, we also come to mindset, right? Now, by healing our mindset, we're healing these parts and these thoughts of us that tell us that we can't be, do, or have something. We're healing and forgiving people, places, and circumstances, things that we've learned over time. We're even forgiving ourselves for making decisions or having thoughts that didn't help us, including thoughts that are not helping us get to where we desire to be. So in healing and forgiving and releasing these things, we are changing our mindset from a mindset of a unhealed, perhaps angry person carrying around a lot of baggage, around a lot of negativity, carrying around a lot of heavy energies that they don't necessarily need. And we are healing and changing our mindset to look at things from a new perspective, to look at things from a perspective of love, of opportunity, of possibility. Another word, potentiality. We're going to talk about possibility and potentiality tomorrow because they are extremely important as far as manifesting goes, as well as reframing things. Our mindset is one of the most powerful tools in the world, but it's also one of the most underutilized, and the power of the human mind is immense. And we've been trained from such a young age, conditioned essentially through public school, through public education, through even private education. We've been trained that we can only do things that make sense, that are logical. We haven't been taught to use the power of our mind to train our brains into manifesting what we desire, into walking into the life that we desire. I am so sorry about the coughing, guys. I really apologize. I'm pretty sure it's because my mouth is dry from coffee. Anywho, but we can change this. We can change our mindset from one of, for example, oh my God, terrible things always happen to me. Every time I go to work, I get stuck in traffic. We can reframe that mindset from one of, say, like, we're afraid of being stuck in traffic. So one of fear, we can go over to one of abundance or one of ease and flow. How about instead of every time I go to work, I get stuck in traffic, every time I go to work, it's a nice, easy drive, and I get there as happy as pie. Happy as I can be. Somebody with a piece of pie, whatever. How about that? Our mindset, training our brains to look for the better, to look for what we desire. Essentially, if you've ever heard of affirmations, using the power of affirmations to train our ultra-powerful, underutilized mind. And the part of our mind that we are training is our subconscious mind. Unbelievable. We're training our subconscious mind, which is approximately 95% of our brain power, which we cannot make conscious decisions without our subconscious. And our subconscious essentially runs our life, but it's also our bridge to the divine, to manifesting what we desire. And we can consciously, using that 5% of brain power, train the subconscious using the 95% of it to manifest what we desire. And affirmations are a huge, easy way to go for it, right? So in the beginning, this would sound like something like, I easily get to work without traffic, or everything is always working out in my favor. The right people come to me at the right time. The right opportunities present themselves at the right time. Clients love to come to me because they know how fun I am. I am worthy of all the clients. I am worthy of love. All of these affirmations, and we can come up with them at any time. And even make them relevant to more than one thing in our lives. So say, one of my affirmations used to be, especially in 2020, when I essentially, all within the same 3-month span, lost my business, lost my pretty much every source of income I had all at once out of nowhere. So I worked heavily on my money mindset, and I had to because I literally had no money. It was unbelievable at the time, and I'm glad that's over. But we can train our brains to say, okay, one of these affirmations are, all of my bills are always paid on time. Myself and my family are always well taken care of no matter what. I am an energetic match to something that is ease and flow in my life, allowing me to pay my bills on time, allowing me to live. I am always guided, loved, and supported in life. I never had to worry about getting kicked out of the house, dying, you name it. It seems like money always came in exactly when it was needed. But had I been one of those people that would always say, oh my God, there's no money. Oh my God, what am I going to do? There's no money. There's never any money. I never have any money. I never. Had I been one of those people, maybe the circumstances would have been a little bit different. Maybe they would have been a little bit more stressful. But it felt right. It felt good to work at training my brain. And this is an example of relying on your inner power. Your inner power. Because when things are going to shit around you, they're all going to shit around you. Everything's on fire. There's a dumpster fire here, there, and everywhere, right? But you still have you to rely on. So you ask yourself, what do I choose to believe in this moment, despite all the shit show that is going on around me, right? And I'm really grateful that at that point in my life, that point in life, I was already working heavily on myself, and I was already able to come up with affirmations, with mindset, with reframing, with forgiveness, with things that I could use to help me manifest my way out of that situation. As shitty as it was, I did learn a lot. There were lessons. There were always lessons. But I also was able to come back to believing in myself and my inner power so that I could be okay. And one of the biggest affirmations, guys, that we can tell ourselves when we're super stressed or when things are just not going our way, I will be okay. I will be okay. A lot of times your ego, which is responsible for essentially your fight or flight kind of thing, fight or flight response, so to speak. Essentially, your ego thinks that if something's not working out in your favor, or say like you got pulled over and got a ticket, your ego is going crazy thinking that you're going to die. And it's an evolutionary process where our ego thinks that we're going to die, even when we're in no danger whatsoever. We're just a little bit uncomfortable. So you can even ask yourself, am I in actual danger right now when you're stressed, or am I just a little uncomfortable? And remind yourself that I will be okay. I'm okay right now. I will be okay. It is okay. Things are always working out in my favor, in divine timing, exactly as they are supposed to be. But it's a matter of the energetics that we have going on inside of us and that we are putting out. It's a matter of healing our mindset, healing and forgiving, changing our mindset, reframing, looking at things a different way, in a different light, something that feels good to us. If you find that you struggle with healing your mindset, struggle with the energetics, maybe just reach for a better feeling thought. What feels better than despair right now? What feels better? Could it be a little bit of anger? Sure. Reach up there. Could it be a little bit of regret? Sure. Keep going. Keep going. And what's the next level that feels better to you? To a point that you get to eventually forgive yourself, forgive others, forgive the place, the circumstance, the person, whatever caused this stress, so that you can heal your mindset and heal your energetics and essentially reframe the situation into one of benefit where you are grateful. 2020 was the shit show of, I guess I could say the year, but damn, it's more than that now. So anyway, 2020 was quite the shit show for many people. I mean, many people benefited in a huge, massive way, but some people did not. Some people actually really were incredibly stressed, kind of myself included. And I kept asking myself throughout that whole process in 2020, what good could come out of this? What good could come out of this? What could I learn from this? And that was another thing that helped me kind of heal my mindset and reframe all the craziness that was going on in the world at the time. What good could come out of this? And you know what? Turns out there's a lot of good. A lot. I remember walking my dog in the summer in 2020 and seeing people outside playing with their kids. People I'd never seen before. Kids in the neighborhood I've never seen before in the 9 years I've lived here. It looked like a lot of family bonding time, a lot of quality time with family, with kids. It looked like people coming back to being people, not just robots that go to work on a 9 to 5, leave the office feeling dead, and come home and watch TV until they pass out. It was a lot of good. So, last but not least, we got to talk about this. So, what is the timeline? So, you guys, I had so many ideas for this masterclass, and I had so many things that I wanted to talk about. So I tried to condense it down into 2 days to give you like the basics, like the bigger picture of the basics, right? So we've already talked about like the energetics, the energetic output of healing, your mindset, forgiveness, things that are so, so, so important for any level that you could possibly be at right now. If you've been working on manifesting for like 15 years, right? You may already know that your energetics and your output is super important, and so is forgiveness, so is healing mindset and reframing. But what is a timeline? It's a lot less talked about. I have found that there were very few information, books, and resources about timelines. And that's where I got intrigued. Like, okay, I like to go against the grain. I like unconventionality, and I like to talk about things that are a lot less discussed because they need to be brought to light. A timeline. Now, if you can imagine, your life from the time you were born is right here up to now. So this is a straight line that you have been walking from the time you were born up to right now, right? That's your timeline. And every single thing that is happening in your life right this minute is a result of what you've manifested throughout your whole entire life. We are constantly, always manifesting with our thoughts, with our beliefs, with our words, our actions. And that's why our energetics and our mindset is super, super powerful in manifesting, going from maybe the timeline that we're not quite happy walking to the timeline that we are. So if there's anything in your life that you're not fully, excited and happy and grateful for, ask yourself, how did I get here in life? How is this timeline working out for me? Because tomorrow we're going to dive into switching from this timeline to your next timeline and how we can do that. There is quite a few things to go over tomorrow as well, so it may be a bit longer of a day. But there are 3 P's of manifesting in your timeline, in your paradigm, which I kind of use those terms hand in hand. And what else? Oh yeah, we're going to go over a little bit more about what a paradigm is. But there is slight differences, but I tend to use them hand in hand. So you guys, I would love to know if you have any questions, please post them in the comments, post them in the group. Let me know. I will be sure to come back and answer them tomorrow. And I hope you enjoyed day 1. I hope you all have a wonderful Monday and a wonderful week. Thank you for watching. I love you all. Mwah! Bye.